Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
The Walking Dead Q&A 28. Jordy P15. Another great video. Thanks, bud. Do you think they should have kept Laurie alive long enough to sort things out with Rick? Or do you think it was better that Rick's development that she died before he could forgive her? Absolutely, it was done good. It was done good. You know, it wouldn't be as emotional for us and for his story. Now, when we rewatch it and we see Rick talking to Laurie in that little pathway with the fence, and he puts his hand on her shoulder and he's like, "Listen, we're thankful of what you did," or what you did, or whatever, you know. And then he walks away, and she puts her head down on her own shoulder where his hand was. That still is like, I thought that was a great scene. I don't know if the actress just did it herself or if that was in the script, but I think that little subtle detail was probably one of the most powerful scenes, you know, between Rick and Laurie in the whole series. And all she did was put her face on her own shoulder where his hand was. And I thought that was powerful and moving. That little subtle thing. So his reaction when he finds out that she died, and then Carl had to be the one to put her down, it was like his legs buckled. That was it to him. It's, you know, and then he goes to Crazy Town, you know, and a lot of him going to Crazy Town, it was the regret of just giving her the cold shoulder up until she died. When he could have just said, you know what, yeah, let's work this out. You know what I'm saying? Remy and MJ work, I don't know what that is. Do you think Carol should have had a longer storyline in the comics? No, I love Carol's storyline. I mean, she was worthless for helping the group, but I loved it because it was crazy. You know what I mean? And the way she decided to go out was crazy, you know? So I love it, you know? I have a character in my book that's an asshole. You know, I can't wait to kill him off. But that's the real world. You're going to have real world people. Some of them might make it. Some of them might be totally worthless. You know, there's another character that's just worthless. He's a piece of crap. But you're going to have real characters like that. So no, I think I would have left it just the way it is. Steve Kalopis. I think I said that wrong. Ronnie, your videos kick ass. Thanks, buddy. Do you think the companion series will spawn a comic by Kirkman? A little off topic, but have you read any of Kim Panafroth's Living Dead novels? Yeah, you could say it whatever in the comments. As long as it's zombie related, I don't care. Throw it in, you know. No, I never even heard of Kim Panafroth or whatever. I never even heard of her. The companion, no, I do not think Robert has a lot on his plate right now. I don't think he's going to do a comic on the companion. And to be honest, I don't think he should. The comic is an awesome medium, and that's what he wanted to do, but in all reality, the TV, movies, that's the big money. You know, right now, he's got books coming out where he doesn't have to do hardly anything at all. He outlines it, says this is how it's going to go down, this is what you can and can't do, go ahead and write the book, you know? I'm surprised they're not putting out more books, you know what I'm saying? Megan V. Why are there not more children walkers or living characters? I feel like there would be a few living kids, and that would mean that there should be a lot of walker kids. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. In a sick way, you get it. I mean, there's less of a child, so if it was the zombie apocalypse, you know, when a walker bites an adult and they run off, they die in turn and they're a walker, or adults do, you know, dumb things and get killed. It just seems like for a kid, maybe they get eaten up quicker. You know what I'm saying? A walker could probably eat up, you know, a whole kid before it turns and shit like that. But that's just nasty and how it is. However, for filming wise, I think they just do it because of the child labor laws. Let's be honest. That's probably why we don't see more kids in the TV show, you know. Crashing Coyote. What do you think of Aaron Paul playing Dwight in the TV show, even though it's probably not going to happen? Yeah, I think he could pull it off 100%, but I don't think he's a good fit for that, you know what I mean, character. I would probably find someone a little older, you know. I'm going with Walter Goggins. Walter Goggins for Dwight. Or, shit, what is that guy's name? I don't know. The YouTuber. Ronnie Hayes or something. I think he would be an awesome Dwight. The Walking Dead dude. With the introduction of Magna, do you see a possible Andrea death in the comics? No. How many issues do you think The Walking Dead will go for? I'm going to say 500 issues. Do you see The Walking Dead getting rebooted 5 to 10 years after the show concludes? Absolutely. Let me tell you what, you know how Star Wars is coming back and it first aired in the 70s? Listen to me right now. The Walking Dead is in our entertainment future from now until the end of time. It is just like Star Wars. It is a solidified franchise now. We will always have games. We will always have books. We will always have comics, movies, coming soon, TV shows. There will always be some sort of Walking Dead thing going on. You know what I mean? It's here to stay, for now and forever. This is the moment to enjoy it, especially for a Walking Dead fan. As big as this gets, it'll never be this big again. You know, and that's what happens with properties. It might take 20 years for the end of the show for it to be this big again. Like Star Wars. It was huge when it first came out. No matter how good the next Star Wars movie is, it'll never be that big again. Because nothing is ever as big as it is the first time it comes out. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say it will never be that big again, because everyone under the sun already knows what Star Wars is. But it's the same thing, and unfortunately with entertainment and with life, that's just how it is. A property comes out, it's so new and so fresh, and it is huge, it blows up. What's so funny? That's so funny. But yeah, in a nutshell, Walking Dead is here for now until the end of time. You know, so. Big Kev, can you see who gives you thumb up and down on your videos? No, just thumb ups for right now. I really, really wish YouTube would show who gives thumb down, because I guarantee you, if YouTube showed that, like they do with thumbs up, less people would do it. You know what I mean? I guarantee it, you know? Because you get a lot of people who, they might even be friends with you, you know what I mean? I might be talking with a dude, or there might be another channel, you know what I mean, that does Walking Dead content, that would just be watching this. They might be hating. Like, man, he gets more views than I get. Thumb him down. And that's the thing I don't get either, because there's a couple channels that bother me. I won't even watch them, because it's the views. Watching something I don't like, or I'm hating on, and going, I'm thumbing you down. As a content creator, we know better. We know that just don't, if you want to hurt them, don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I said with, I don't mind a 2 or 3 thumb down for every video. I don't mind it at all. Because it's your view. At least you watched it. You got that one view. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So, no, they do not show who thumbs down. Yeah, I wonder why people would thumb down your video. It's probably that guy you forgot to mention on your last shout out to other YouTubers. Keep up the great work. Now, speaking of forgetting somebody, I totally forgot to shout out Meg Stanfield as another Walking Dead content creator that I watch in a previous Q&A. Totally skipped her by. I said all the boys, I forgot like the one girl that does it. No, the one girl that I know of. I don't know of any other girls, to be honest with you. Any other chicks that do it. A-Jumps, 1992. That was a good year. Tupac was still alive. Why do you think Rick and Groot just killed the hunters and didn't burn them like in the comics? Do you think Carol or Tyrese will tell Rick and the group what happened with Lizzie and Micah? No. Screenwriters have this ridiculous rule where they never repeat something the audience already knows. And unless it furthers the story, there's really no... And that's why Daryl didn't tell everyone what happened to Beth until they were in the train car. And they only did that in the train car to further the story. Characters that you'll notice in TV and Hollywood movies, they rarely ever repeat what the audience already knows. So no, I don't think they'll talk about it. And the Hunters thing... You know what, I really don't know why they didn't do that. I think they should have burnt them, you know, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. Bev Roberts, what do you think of the Companion series being filmed in LA? And do you think if the Companion series is successful with the fans, that will detract from The Walking Dead as we now know it? Yeah, you know, what? Say what?
Did you find?
So you're supposed to video bomb me and set me up for farting. No. I mean, listen, I friggin' love The Walking Dead. If they make a second Walking Dead, you know, unless they put it at the same time on a totally different channel, no. You know what I mean? In a nutshell, no. Viewer-wise, no, it won't. It might even add more viewers.
Ew, Daddy, did you fight?
Brandon Curtis. Ronnie, in your next Q&A, I've got a question about the comics. Do you personally think Carl will become a type of villain towards Rick or anybody? I'd like to know what you think. Thanks, man. No, as I've said it before, I think Carl is really reasonable. You know what I mean? And I still think Carl's the man who killed Shane, you know, in the comics. He's still that, you know, person, but I don't think he's a villain material, at least not yet.
Ew. Ew. Ew, Daddy.
All right, go now.
No, one more chance.
Stuff things. Do you think they will adapt the Spencer Monroe story arc in the show? Yeah, I think it's real possible. If Sasha, most likely, out of the three you gave me, Sasha, Michonne, Carol, they'd use Sasha. The HRSP Productions or whatever, here's a different video where you ask the same question. How come Rick didn't free the other people?
Ew, Daddy. Okay, one more chance and that's it, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to ask the same question on multiple different videos. Because I know, yeah, don't, if you guys are asking a question, don't ask it on different videos. Put it in a video and I will copy it. Another thing too, when The Walking Dead comes back and we're not in the off season, the Q&As, that's why it says weekly. The Q&A videos are weekly, but since we have downtime, I'm trying to answer as many as possible. Now that we're getting more and more questions, I'm going to start not answering some. And the ones I'm not going to answer are the ones that have already been answered in previous Q&As. And I will tell you if I can, I will definitely tell you. And I've been good on that so far. But I'll tell you, yo, I already answered it. Here was my answer. Or I could tell you where I answered it at, the previous Q&As. But another thing, I will be staying away from, as much as possible, especially when I have so many questions, hypotheticals. I'm not going to go into hypotheticals, you know what I mean? Not, you know, what would this guy do if he was alive, or who's stronger than who. I will almost always completely stay away from hypotheticals. I'm starting to get so many questions. I'm just letting you guys know. If you ask a question of who's stronger, Abraham or Sophia, I'm probably not going to answer it. I'm almost definitely not going to put it on the list. Jar Jar B. Hey Ronnie, new sub here. Love your videos and thumbs up for your channel. Just stumbled by it by mistake. Ha! Nice. But have now watched all your videos. That is awesome. Do you think the show had more intelligent walkers in mind when they started shooting The Walking Dead? Yeah, a lot of people ask that question. They just had a different creative team. Different showrunner. It was just a different creative team. It wasn't more intelligent walkers. It was just a different creative team making the show back then. Romer 2483. How many pages does an issue of The Walking Dead have? It has 11 double-sided pages, which means 22. And I believe they advertise it having like 30 pages. And I think those other ones are ads. You know, which, and this is one thing I friggin' love with The Walking Dead. When I was a kid, I used to remember those annoying-ass ads in the middle of the magazine, you know? Or when you get to an explosive part in the story, there would be an ad for like subscriptions to something. I mean, maybe that's the new thing with comics. Keep in mind, The Walking Dead is the only comic I've read recently. When I was a kid, you'd have ads like crazy. But Romer, yeah, that's how many pages. Oh, listen, you need to change your thing too. There's no reply button, so nobody can reply to you unless you go to Google Plus settings and change that. Unless you don't want us talking to you, then keep it. Emily Foster. My prediction is that Sasha will take the place of Maggie when it comes to attempting suicide, if Tyrese dies. What are your thoughts? By the way, I love your channel. Hope you have a happy new year. Emily, thank you very, very much. Do you see this? These questions are Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's how far back they go. So, guys, I am trying my best. I have so many. Dude, there's 20. There's 25 pages of questions. Anyway. Yeah, again, Emily, you have the comments disabled. You have to go into your G+ settings, or else I can't message you in the comments section. And other people in the community, in the map community, we can't talk to you and interact because it's disabled. There's no reply button. Yeah, I would agree. Sasha is definitely has the promise of committing suicide as well. So I would agree there. Alright, Deadheads, that's all for now. If you have anything you want to add to what we're talking about, or if you want to participate in the upcoming Q&As, go ahead and leave your Q&A down below. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.